Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 50th episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers titled Return of an Old Friend, Part 2. We start this episode in the command center where we're reminded that the Rangers have Tommy's power coin, and we get a quick recap of them watching their kidnapped parents on the viewing globe. Zordon says that they need Tommy, who was at the youth center just minding his own business, when he gets teleported out of there. On the moon, Rita says it's not possible to bring Tommy back, so they're probably fine. Tommy shows up in the command center and Jason gives him the Dragonzord power coin. They tell Tommy about the situation and Zordon says they need to re-energize Tommy with his own energy. It's a risk that Tommy is willing to make since his powers could just give out at any moment in the middle of a fight. Meanwhile, Goldar is on Earth controlling the Dragonzord with a dragon dagger. Zordon decides it's time to get things moving, so he sends his energy to Tommy, who morphs back into the Green Ranger. He's teleported to the waterfall where they gave up their power coins, and he and Goldar talk some smack before putties show up. Here's a question. Why does Tommy have a blade blaster during this fight? It looks like they probably accidentally just put someone else's belt on him. Oh, and Babu and Squad are there. At the command center, the Rangers watch on and Billy gets worried that Zordon is pushing himself too far. They turn up the power somehow, and it powers up Tommy by like a bunch, making him better at fighting. Then Tommy makes a break for the stuff, and all he can get is this backward ass dragon dagger, which he uses to control the Dragonzord again. Rita sends down Scorpina as a giant with giant Goldar to fight the Dragonzord, and Tommy is talking to Dragonzord. Dude, just like get the power coins and peace out. Whatever, Ron Wasserman's Go Green Ranger kicks in, and it's pretty dope. Zordon starts to fade, telling Alpha to bring Tommy back before he completely disappears. Then Goldar and Scorpina realize that the power coins are unguarded, and now Tommy is sucking against the putties again. Of course, he grabs the power coins moments before his powers give out and he's teleported back to the command center. They let Tommy rest on this weird gurney thing, and Alpha says that they need to do the reverse as before, using their energy to re-energize Zordon and bring him back. They put their power coins together and bring him back. Rita gets mad and says that the Drummel has to finish this. I honestly forgot about that monster. The Rangers morph and everyone except for Kimberly gets mind control from the gas under Drummel's armpits literally within seconds. Then, at the command center, Tommy floats up while sparking green like a 90s ponytailed Jesus. What the hell? The four under mind control attack Kimberly and team up against her, and Tommy wakes up. The energy from the force field around the power coins restored his powers, apparently. Whatever. Tommy morphs to the scene and he somehow frees the other Rangers. Rita says F this and she just makes Drummel grow right away. Tommy calls on the Dragonzord while the others call their Dinozords, coming together as a Megazord. The two robots fight Drummel, who then fires out more gas from under his armpits, turning everything into a nighttime scene. This monster is really confusing. The robots get knocked down and Kim tells Tommy, "We're down, we need time to reboot," while they're laying next to the Dragonzord. Jesus, Kim, he's in the same situation. Whatever, Dragonzord fights against Drummel solo because we need to get those Green Ranger toys back on the shelves pronto when they combine into the Mega Dragonzord, and then Titanus just shows up by erupting from a mountain. Hope no one lived there! They form the Ultrazord and fire, killing Drummel. R.I.P. you weird-ass rodent. At the command center, Zordon lets them know that their parents have been freed and transported back to the youth center with absolutely no memory of being kidnapped. Zordon and Alpha warn Tommy that he can be a Power Ranger, but like, his stuff might fail. Then the Rangers hurry off to the youth center, and the Rangers, sans Billy, all run up to their parents. And there's a sweet moment where Kim tells her parents that she was afraid about her parents being there because of the divorce. She introduces Tommy to them. So wait, are they like dating or what? Bulk and Skull are bored and they decide to start throwing pies, and it turns into a food fight. That's apparently this show's thing. Then Principal Kaplan yells at Miss Appleby for letting this happen, who then places an upside down pie under his toupee and then laughs maniacally. The Rangers run for cover, and then there's a dumb line from Zach about how you're only as old as you feel. The end. This episode could have never lived up to the first part that it set up, but honestly it's okay. There's just a lot of weird ass things happening. Like, why did Tommy float into midair like Jesus? Why did the mole monster use gas under his armpits to control people? Why did we never see Billy and his father interact with one another? If they could have just revived Tommy's powers this easily, why didn't they just do it before? No matter, we'll never know. Next time it's back to the norm, but until then, may the power protect you.